Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2023 SHOT Show is sponsored by Hog Holsters. Save 10% on your Hog Holsters order by using the coupon code Survival on Purpose. Hog Holsters, helping Americans wear guns. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose coverage of the 2023 SHOT Show. And as usual, we come to check out Condor's booth. And we usually talk to Joe Flowers. We did that in another video, but Joe wanted me to talk to Jason Breeden here. And I asked him, I said, man, these are some really cool knives here. I just saw these. I said, did you design these? He said, no. Jason did. You need to talk to him. So we're doing so. So Jason, thanks, man, for taking time.
Brian, nice to meet you. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you for the compliment on the knives. So this is something new that we're doing this year. Grew up designing knives, been designing knives for about 20 years. May have seen some of my stuff I've done with Spyderco, Tops, CAS Iberia, different ones over the years. And got hooked up with Condor a couple of years ago, and they've been putting out a few of my designs. And this is the latest that we've got here in 2023 that's going to be released. So this is the Country Backroads. I'll set this one here aside for a minute, but the Country Backroads series here is kind of got the same theme to it all the way through. So Country Backroads knife, the Country Backroads machete, and the Country Backroads axe. What I wanted to do, Brian, was really come up with something that was full in the hand. Still does have a hidden tang, but the tang comes all the way through and is hammered off at the back of the knife. I wanted a group of knives and tools that worked well together in the field, and there's really nothing like having a good multi-purpose blade that we have here on the knife. What we did is we took stacked leather and sandwiched that in between some micarta, and then put hickory on both sides, right? So it's got a lot of natural feel. The leather is brushed up here so that it gives you good grip retention in your hand, and then the blade has sort of a high, what I call saber grind, so that you get a really good geometry for fine work and kitchen, field work, that type of thing that you need to do for game or making fuzz sticks, whatever. Do have a 90-degree bevel on the back so that you can strike steels, do things like that with it. And the thickness of the blade is well suited, if you need to do some batoning, kindling making, that type of thing. And they all come with a really nice brass eyelet here. Run your own thong, cord, whatever you want through that. The machete here, again, the lightweight that was produced out of this type of handle, you have a lot of grip purchase area. It feels good in the hand. It's a very full handle. You take a feel on that. Not a lot of curves and edges. It's just really smooth, but indexes well too. It doesn't get lost in the hand easily. And so the machete, I shortened the height up here on purpose on the blade, put a lot of weight out front so that you can get some good chopping power. And being from West Virginia, we got a good mix of hardwoods, pine, a lot of different trees out there, a lot of green stuff in the summer, and in the winter, you're going to have a lot of the denser hardwoods and things you might be chopping on. So the thickness is a little more than a typical machete, so that gives you a little bit of the weight, and still has some flex to it, but it'll also stay good and rigid for those harder cuts. And one thing that I wanted to carry through this lineup as well, we'll jump over to that, have the machete sheath here, is nice full grain leather sheath, and you can see it's squared off, so it doesn't really follow the taper of the machete, and that's on purpose, Brian, because what I wanted to do was I wanted to make it so that when the customer buys the machete, they can actually orient it left or right hand carry. Once they seat it in here, that leather sort of has a life of its own and molds right around that handle. So the knife and the machete both do that. They also have a nice belt attachment carry section here, and again, like I said, you can pull that right out, spin that right around, and if you want to go in and set it up for ambidextrous carry, you sure can, right? And it'll even memory really well if you just want to change that just for your own carry purposes. And then lastly, the axe here. One of the things I wanted to do was make as much of a multi-purpose axe here that we could, you can choke up on and do some fine work. I purposely put 2 bit angles here on the axe. And what this accomplishes is that, depending on what your hand angle is, what you're working on, you can get up here close and, you can shave in this direction, And if you're chopping, it sort of forms this nice tooth right here that really penetrates well.
Yeah.
You know, with a lighter axe that you want to carry around that doesn't weigh you down too bad, you really, it takes away from the ability to dig in sometimes. And what this does is give you a geometry that really wants to bite into the wood when you're chopping.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and lastly, you know, put a nice tip here on it. Sometimes I find myself, I'll reach down and stab into a log and use it to carry. And not all axes have that. You know, a lot of times they're very broad, especially smaller hatchets, and purposely put that point on there so that you can use that as a way to carry or handle something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a really great little touch, to be honest with you. What kind of steel are these?
So the axe and the machete are both 1075, and the knife is 1095. And you know, Condor does a great job with their heat treat. Everything's controlled in the factory, and so you know, lifetime warranty on these. You know, the other nice thing is you get the natural materials, but they are very functional. And you know, Luke's been around a long time. He's done a great job. And
So they all come with leather sheaths, which Condor is famous for making really, really nice sheaths.
yes,
And there's one more knife that I got to look at here. Chuck Norris can do a wheelie on a unicycle.
So the one that we released a couple of years ago is the Mountaineer Trail Knife, and the Mountaineer Trail Knife was received really well out in the market. It had more of an Esmond style shaped blade, but here I wanted to come out with something a little more bird and trail, something for the hunters. So this is the Mountaineer Trail Hunter. It'll be new for 2023, and you can see here it has that sort of traditional bird and trout thinner blade. It also has a nice little notch here that I put in so that you can index with your hand. You know, if you want to put your finger forward, maybe you're doing some kitchen work with it, it's a really nice little kitchen knife as well, cuts well for that. You do have, with the Mountaineer Trail series, everything's cord wrapped right here in the middle, so it gives you some hand recognition, you know, where you're at on the knife. If you want to grip back a little bit, grip forward some, or you're in another grip position, you can really tell well, plus it gives you good retention on the knife. It is a hickory handle. This particular knife is 440C steel, and really is a easy to sharpen in the field, easy to work with, has a really nice point on it for doing point work, and you know, it's riveted together. I carry the Mountaineer Trail Knife a lot, you know, out canoeing, kayaking, making stuff in the woods, you know, and this knife here, I have no doubt it's going to work really well for the hunter. Another nice feature with this knife, grab a pot with it, lift it off the fire type of thing. You know, you got a little place here to grab a handle or retain things if you have the knife in your hand, so that worked well. And then the sheath, a lot of times, you know, with leather sheaths, again, there's not many carry options, right? Maybe just put a loop on it. What I wanted to do with this sheath is you can actually, you have the dangle loop. You can run your belt through this portion of the loop as well and carry it a little higher on the belt with more stability if that's your thing. As you can see here on the back, Brian, you also have a place where the belt will travel through the sheath this way, so you can wear horizontal carry if you'd like, and even has a couple of slots in it where we can put a metal clip in if you want to clip it onto your belt, something of that nature. So I want to give the user a lot of options for carry.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, this is just a few of the these are all new designs here, right?
Yes, this is all new to 2023.
And the new stuff from Jason Breeden at Condor Tool and Knife, Condor TK. And I gotta say, I really like this. This is the first one there. Had a bunch of stuff on the table. I picked this up and said, I like this a lot. And Joe said, well, you need to meet Jason. So we did, and hopefully it's been interesting to you. So you know what, we like Condor knives here. They do a great job at a great value, and they are absolutely continually innovating. They're not just putting out a product; they're making knives. And I think that's the big. These are knife people we're talking about here. So Jason, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. Be prepared. See you next time.